Welcome to HouseLux Estate, where we shed light on the business world for entrepreneurs like you. We're your go-to source for reliable and insightful content, designed to help you navigate the complex landscape of entrepreneurship. Our mission is to provide you with the tools and knowledge you need to make your entrepreneurial dreams a reality. Today, we're delving into a topic that's at the forefront of every aspiring entrepreneur's mind: the costs associated with starting a business. We'll unravel the mystery behind startup costs, operating expenses, and even those unexpected costs that can catch you off guard. It's a big topic, but don't worry, we're here to guide you every step of the way. So whether you're dreaming of launching your first venture or looking to expand your existing portfolio, this is a conversation you won't want to miss. So if you're an aspiring entrepreneur or just curious about the business world, stay tuned. Before diving into the actual costs, it's crucial to understand the basic types of expenses involved in starting a business. When it comes to launching a new venture, there are two primary types of costs that you need to take into account: startup costs and operating costs. Let's start with startup costs. These are the initial expenses that you incur even before your business opens its doors. They encompass everything from market research and business registration to equipment purchases and initial marketing efforts. Imagine you're setting up a bakery. The cost of your baking equipment, the money spent on getting the word out about your new establishment, and the fees for registering your business all fall under this category. Now, let's move on to operating costs. These are the expenses you'll face on a regular basis once your business is up and running. They include rent or mortgage payments if you have a physical location, employee salaries, utilities, ongoing marketing efforts, and the cost of goods sold. Using the bakery example, the cost of flour, eggs, and other baking ingredients you use daily, the electricity bill for running your ovens, and your employees' wages are all part of your operating costs. It's important to note that these costs can vary significantly based on the nature of your business. For instance, a tech startup might have lower startup costs if the founders are doing the initial coding themselves, but higher operating costs due to server maintenance and software updates. Also, remember that these are just the basic categories. There are several other factors that could influence your business costs, such as the industry you're in, the size of your business, and the location. Now that we've covered the basics, let's move on to the actual numbers. Starting a new business comes with its own set of initial costs, known collectively as startup costs. Let's dive into the nitty-gritty of these costs. First up, we have market research. Before you jump into your business, you need to understand the market landscape. Are there potential customers for what you're selling? Who are your competitors? What are the trends in your industry? Market research can either be done in-house or outsourced to a professional firm. Either way, it's a crucial first step. Next, we have legal fees. Depending on your business structure, you might need to register your business, apply for a tax ID, or set up legal contracts. These tasks often require the help of a lawyer, and believe me, their expertise doesn't come cheap. Then, there's the cost of licensing. Depending on what your business does, you may need special permits or licenses. For instance, if you're opening a restaurant, you'll need health permits and liquor licenses. We also can't forget about the initial inventory. If you're selling products, you'll need to stock up before you open your doors. The cost of initial inventory will vary widely depending on what you're selling. Then comes the property costs. Whether you're leasing a storefront or buying office space, property costs can take a big chunk out of your startup budget. Don't forget to factor in additional expenses such as utilities, insurance, and any necessary renovations. Last, but certainly not least, is equipment. This could be anything from computers and office furniture for a tech startup, to kitchen appliances for a restaurant, or manufacturing machinery for a production company. These are the primary startup costs. But remember, costs can vary widely depending on the type and scale of your business. It's essential to do a thorough cost analysis and financial projection before diving headfirst into your entrepreneurial journey. After all, as the saying goes, failing to plan is planning to fail. Now let's move on to the next segment. Once your business is up and running, you'll have to deal with operating costs. Now, what exactly are these operating costs we're talking about? Well, they're the day-to-day expenses that keep your business afloat. These are the costs that you incur simply by being in business, regardless of how many products you sell or how many services you provide. Let's start with one of the most significant operating costs for most businesses: rent. If you have a physical location for your business, whether it's a storefront, an office, or a warehouse, you're going to have to pay rent. And depending on your location and the size of your space, this can be a considerable chunk of your operating budget. Next, we have utilities. This includes things like electricity, water, internet, and phone service. These are the lifelines of your business, powering your operations and enabling you to connect with customers and suppliers. Then there's the cost of salaries. If you have employees, you have to pay them. And not just their wages, but also any benefits you offer, like health insurance or retirement contributions. This is often the largest operating cost for businesses, especially service-based businesses. Marketing is another key component of operating costs. Whether you're running online ads, printing flyers, or sponsoring events, marketing costs can add up quickly. But remember, this is an investment in your business's growth, so it's money well spent. Finally, there's maintenance. This encompasses everything from routine cleaning and repairs to major renovations or equipment upgrades. Keeping your business in good working order is essential for smooth operations and customer satisfaction. Operating costs are ongoing expenses, so they need to be factored into your business plan. These costs can fluctuate, sometimes unpredictably, so it's crucial to keep a close eye on them and adjust your budget as necessary. Remember, a successful business isn't just about making sales, it's also about managing expenses. So, as you're planning your business, don't forget to account for these operating costs. They might not be as exciting as your product or service, but they're just as important to your bottom line. Operating costs are ongoing expenses, so they need to be factored into your business plan. Apart from the startup and operating costs, there are often additional costs that entrepreneurs need to consider. These expenses might not be as obvious as your initial investment or monthly bills, but they can significantly impact your bottom line if you're not prepared for them. One such cost is insurance. Depending on the nature of your business, you might need liability insurance, property insurance, workers' compensation insurance, or even specialized policies. These can protect you from unexpected events like lawsuits or natural disasters. Then there's the cost of technology and software. In today's digital age, having the right tech tools is more important than ever. You might need to invest in computers, servers, software licenses, or cloud services. And let's not forget about maintenance and upgrades. These are ongoing costs that can sneak up on you if you're not careful. Professional services are another area where costs can add up. You might need to hire an attorney, an accountant, or a marketing consultant. These professionals can provide valuable expertise, but their services come at a price. And finally, there are the unexpected costs. These are the expenses that you can't predict, things like repairs, legal fees, or emergency situations. These costs can be particularly challenging for new businesses, as they often come at the worst possible times. That's why it's so important to have a contingency plan. This plan should outline how you'll handle unexpected costs and financial emergencies. It might include things like an emergency fund, a line of credit, or insurance policies. Creating a contingency plan isn't just about preparing for the worst. It's about giving yourself the peace of mind that comes with knowing you're ready for anything. It's about ensuring that your business can weather any storm and come out stronger on the other side. Remember, it's always better to overestimate costs and be pleasantly surprised than to underestimate and be caught off guard. So, how much money do you need to start a business? As we've seen, it can vary greatly. In our journey today, we've covered the fundamentals, breaking down the financial requirements into startup costs, operating costs, and additional costs. We've learned that startup costs include everything from your initial inventory to your business license. Operating costs are those recurring expenses like rent, utilities, and salaries. And let's not forget the additional costs, unexpected expenses that may arise for which a contingency plan is essential. Remember, each business is unique, and so are its financial needs. It's about finding the balance between what's necessary and what's possible within your budget. By understanding these elements, you're already a step ahead in your entrepreneurial journey. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to HouseLux Estate for more insights into the business world. Stay entrepreneurial, stay informed.